How do you find your own voice? Because I feel like I could sing like many, many, many different people.
Actually, you know what's interesting? When I was doing theater as a kid, I would listen to my friends sing pop music, and they would sing it like theater music, and it was so obvious to me not to do that.
I got one. Pour me another drink.
That is kind of okay.
Pour me. Pour me another drink. Pour me another drink.
I wouldn't be surprised if you had a nice singing voice.
What about me?
I would be surprised.
And me right over here, Jared. What do you think? What do you think about this?
I love this chair.
How fun.
So, this is bad. Some of this is bad. Some of this is bad. Some of this is
Here to drag out horse.
No.
And how are you?
I'm so good. I'm so good. How the fuck are you?
So have you been enjoying your fest?
I have.
Good. Have you
Yeah.
been like doing anything fun or hooking up with anybody?
Barton Springs, and yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I just noticed that you might have a hickey.
It's actually not a hickey.
Okay.
That is not a hickey. I had an abscess removed.
Oh.
Yeah. Someone like at a show, I was having a really not fun set, and the crowd was so chaotic. The comedian before me, at the end of his set, he goes, "Like, what do you think of my stand-up?" Just shouted out, and somebody was like, "Tired," and then I had to go up like right after that. Like, these people are nuts. And
Yeah.
then that same woman, just yelled out like right as I was starting, "Tell us about that hickey!" And I was like, "It's an ingrown hair, got out of control. Like,
I actually
any more questions?
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing?"
I get this a lot because of my birthmarks. Is that
Yeah.
people will comment on my videos and be like,
What if I was like, "What birthmark?" I've never noticed.
Well, you know what's funny?
I don't see colored.
You know what's actually crazy about that is that friends of mine, I'll know them for months and talk to them, and one day they'll be like, "Oh my god, what's on your face?" And I'm like, "My birthmark," and they're like, "I literally didn't notice that," because depending on like my breathing and like what's going on, sometimes it's lighter and gets darker, and they don't
Oh
notice.
wow, really?
So, yeah,
It's like a mood ring.
And
That's
so,
amazing.
And so it will get lighter. So sometimes people won't notice it at first. I forget I have a birthmark. So like anytime someone brings it up, I'm shocked again. They're like, "What's on your face?" I'm like, "What's on my face?" Like I never.
yeah.
When I look in the mirror, I don't see my birthmark. Like it's like mentally sick.
Yeah,
I guess.
yeah.
But people comment to me like, "What are those lesions on your face?" And I
Oh,
get that a lot online,
bitch.
and that's very funny.
I've been doing a thing. You know when somebody goes, "Oh, you have something on your face," and then you go like this, and then they go, "Oh, you got it." I've been doing that to people that don't have stuff on their face because they'll never know, but they'll go, "Colton's so helpful."
Oh my god, that's so smart.
Right? And they'll go, "Oh, you got it." And they go, "You know, I've been walking around all day like that. That's crazy." Go,
Wow.
"Hey, trust me, I'll
Manipulating
help
people
you."
into thinking you're a girl's girl.
I'm trying to build trust with
Yeah.
people
By lying.
By lying to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
well-
but honestly, that's a white lie. That's great.
Well, I don't have a big opportunity to come and save everybody, but I can do little tiny small ones. Yet, how do you guys both
How do
trust
you feel
with
about
people?
lying?
I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
It's all right.
When's the last time? When's the last time you
Thanks for
lied?
having me.
Amazing.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. I mean, like, it's like we have to do it all day. We have to do it all day to everyone around us and to ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know?
I believe
Yeah,
so.
it's okay.
Did
Obviously,
you guys?
don't like, web of crazy lies that hurts everyone around you. But
Yeah.
Yeah,
get
compulsive
through the
liars
day.
are scary. Like those girls in high school that would like make up like fake, crazy, fake
Yeah.
stuff, and then you'd be like, "Oh, Amanda's nuts."
because it seems like ultimately, if you're gonna start lying like that, like everyone's gonna figure it out. Like,
Yeah, but it's not about that. They get high off of it.
really?
I think so.
I also think they believe it.
Do you think so?
I do.
The human mind is so amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that directed at me?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Did you guys know that there was a Kylie Minogue concert here?
There was.
And there was like a ton of gays that just came in for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you guys been interacting with them? There's a lot of couples that want me to come over at like 2 a.m, but it's 2 a.m. I'm like,
You're the after show.
yeah.
The Kylie Colton.
And I'm
double
like,
feature.
yo, I just came. No, we're
Well,
not. doing
Grindr's
it.
a scary place at 2:00 in the morning.
It's 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
Really?
I have.
No, I'm not doing.
I feel like if I had a grinder, that's all I would do with it is 2 o'clock in the morning.
Do you not have Grinder?
I don't.
Really?
Yeah.
Tell
What do
us
you
I'm
have?
like about that.
I'm like a scaredy cat.
Oh,
Like
I
a
think, like-
little, I'm like prude, but then I'm horny, but then I'm like.
So what do you do when you get horny?
I just kind of go to bed. Sometimes I jerk off.
But
Really?
what you said you've been hooking up here. How'd you meet
I would hook
them?
it up here. What do you mean?
Oh, I said, have you been hooking up? And then you said yes. And I
Oh,
said,
yes. Well, yeah. Yeah.
so how'd you do it?
It was fun.
Not what
Just
was
kind
it?
of like IRL.
That's a media train. That's media train.
Yeah.
That's PR, babe. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, how'd you do it? It was fun. Don't answer the question, but still answer.
I've been told that's what media training is. Like,
Yeah.
you don't have to answer anyone's questions. You can just kind of free associate based off their kind of associate. What's that? Whatever word I'm looking for.
A
Yeah.
to C
Yeah.
improv.
Yeah. No, but it was just IRL.
Okay.
Yeah.
How
At a
do you
bar?
make that happen? You don't have to specifically talk
yeah,
about this
yeah.
one, but like how do you meet someone? How do you do next steps?
Next steps. I guess like if Kylie Minogue has just performed, the city is electric.
Yeah.
You're at
Yeah.
a gay environment. Conversation is going well. Before you know it, it's kind of like you start to feel like a green light,
Oh, I guess we're not in gay environments.
I know. I think that might be our problem.
Yeah, here's the thing. I so infrequently am as well. I went to Oil Can Harry's the other night.
Uh-huh.
It was after the Kylie concert, and we're kind of putting the clues together. That, I think there might have been a Kylie related event earlier, which went right over my head. I
you
wouldn't
look
have
over, there's
clocked that.
100 gay guys all with Kylie merch on.
Yeah.
We're putting it together.
Kylie something.
Something's going on.
Maybe there was a brunch earlier.
But there was on the TV screens, the drag queens have their Venmos, and I went, "Oh, that's cool. That's a good idea. I like that they have their Venmos up there." And my friend who I was with was like, "Oh, that's all the time. Everyone does that now." And I was like, "Oh wow, I have not been at a drag show in a while."
But isn't the experience of throwing money part of the drag?
Yeah, I can't imagine that. Like, it's considerate, and I like that. It's better that it's up there than it's not up there. But I can't imagine who's getting their phone out and Venmoing.
I don't know, but
I'm sure a lot of people. I know. We hear you. Oh my god, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry to talk about drag being so far out of the culture, but I don't want to hand you a dollar bill. Handing you a dollar bill feels very rude to me. If I was throwing a dollar bill, now we're having fun. If I'm putting in your boobs, now we're having fun. But they're always just like, thank you. I'm like,
it's so
no.
embarrassing when you go up to give them $1 and it takes them like at least like 60 seconds to get to you, and you're just
Yeah,
kind
and
of
you're holding
standing
it
there
out.
alone with the dollar. Oh, that's tough.
That is
Or
tough.
if they do a pull away and they're like, nah, I'm coming back. I'm just like, just take the dollar.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to
yeah.
participate respectfully.
Totally,
you know?
totally. In that case, you can just throw it on the stage.
The Abbey. You ever? I used to go there before I came out, and then I came out. Kissed Mondo from Project Runway. That's how I came
that?
out.
That's
I
how you
love
came
that
out?
story.
Hey, just to throw it out there, someone has brought this up to Mondo because they heard it on the podcast. He doesn't remember.
No, it wasn't a big I didn't say Mondo came out after me, or even
okay.
that.
Thank you for that.
Or even
Just
that.
for context.
I turned my chair just ever
It
so
truly,
slightly.
I didn't say we had a night out. I think I said oh my God, you're Mondo. And then I think we kissed after that. And then he left. Like, I don't think it was a big deal to him. But to me, it was the moment
Yeah,
I
of
came out.
course. That's what's so scary about memory is that something can be such a big deal for one person and nothing for the other.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm always nervous about. I go,
And thank God for that.
yeah, but what about the things that you forgot that are big deals for other people?
I'm okay with that. I forgot.
Yeah, that's true.
And vice
Yeah.
versa. Like, because it's always like an anxiety thing. Like, I'm always like, I feel like I said something so embarrassing to someone, and then I'll like bring it up to them, and they're like, what? Oh, I didn't clock that at all. And I'm like, thank God there is a God out there.
I did that the other day. We were checking into Moon Tower, and Colleen goes, bubblegum? And I go, oh no, it's Nicorette. She goes, but is it bubblegum flavor? And I was like, no. And she was like, I smell bubblegum. And I made up in my head that it was a code word that I stink. I thought she was like telling her friends, and if I
Or
say,
maybe suggesting you should have some bubble gum.
Well, bubblegum
I
doesn't
don't
mask
even think so.
anything.
I guess not.
No
Yeah.
one's like, bad breath. You want some bubblegum? Like, no. I don't need to smell like bad breath to smell and smell like bubblegum. It's the two worst flavors.
Yeah,
I'm sorry I said it.
No, we're happy you're here. Please don't apologize on the podcast, Jared. We can't do
Okay,
that.
I will never apologize.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like we've really we've been. Is it just this festival and the other one? But I feel like we're festival girls. 'Cause
I think we are.
We're like festival friends. We always see each other.
Yeah. Festivals are so fun for that. Like, you just get to see your friends and hang out. And I guess it was this one last year. Was there another one?
Denver.
Oh my God, right.
Yeah, we were all in Denver together.
Yes,
Yeah.
we are festival girls.
Our festival girls.
Yeah, I'm so glad.
I have such negative. I don't know if you guys feel like this. I have such negative energy at the after party where I'm like constantly walking around going like, "This is the worst time you've ever had," right? And everyone's
Oh.
like, "Yeah."
You know, I'm actually struggling with that this time, where I'm like, I normally just have a lot of fun at them. Like, I'm just like, let me just find my friends and just have a
Yeah.
good time. But I also am like, I'm like, I just have so many insecurities right now. Like, I'm just like so up and down.
Let's
and
get
like,
into them.
Okay. no, we can't.
Let's go
We can't. And I'm just like, I'll have a night out where I'm like, where like 2/3 of it are fantastic, and then like 1/3 of it, I just like decide that I am like humiliating myself, and I just get really like, oh, I should go home. You know?
I think that is the biggest reason I stopped drinking. And I was gonna say, because I'm doing the 9 steps, so if I have to apologize to you, I will do that, no problem.
I thought it was 12.
Yeah. What are 9?
No, I'm gonna stop at the apologies.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Yeah, I do the exact same thing. Sometimes I'm talking a lot and I'm not saying, especially when there's like cool people around me.
Yeah.
Because I'm like very much, especially during festivals, like literally famous people could be around me. I wouldn't care. And there's something about famous comedians or comedians that I love where I start to act weird.
Totally.
And so, and then I'm like, Dylan, just leave. Like,
Yeah. You can just leave.
You can just leave, and like you don't have to embarrass yourself, in front of the person that you love. It's just go.
I think it is weird because the people I love are not famous at all, so it is a weird energy that I'm
I'm
bringing.
always like shaking around like Bonnie McFarlane. I'm like,
walk down the street, no one knows them, but I'm like, but I do. I do.
Yeah. But I feel sad when I leave though. I feel like
you saw me last night. I left. I came back.
Oh yeah.
I made a big deal about how I was leaving to everybody, and then I did forget that I told my friend that I would leave with her, and I was like, I gotta go back.
And then I was like, hey, you don't have to lie about the friend. You can just come back.
Wait, how long did you stay?
What?
How long did you stay?
Probably another 15 minutes, and then I left
okay,
again.
okay.
But I was like, once I came back up, I go, is this fun?
Yeah, like it can't. Yeah, but it's like, cause I think if I go home, like I feel bad because I'm like, oh, I self-elected that and I made myself go home, and like maybe sometimes it's fine and it's like it's 1 a.m, go home. But like other times I'm like, if I go home, then I feel like, oh, well, I'm just gonna go sit alone and beat myself up.
This is actually transitioning into a piece of advice that you gave me while we were in Denver that I think about all the time, which is like I self-elect how other people feel about me all the time because of what happened at the show. Because Jared was on our show.
Yeah.
I would say it was one of our worst One of This Bad Lives because of me and Colton. And it was when your dad did the surprise.
No, there was a lot of reasons it was bad, but
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna take ownership for it. I thought it was the vibes.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, beautiful. I like that.
And
it was Alec Flynn's fault for sure. Let's just say that.
We try to connect with him so much, we cannot.
You can't connect with him?
I want to. I'm
Yeah.
like, I like you.
Yeah.
What do we have to talk about? Nothing.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Sometimes there is like it's a long aisle to reach across.
Yeah,
And that's okay.
He's a Lost Boy episode, so we don't have to bring him up. But
You know what?
Yeah.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
You have a lot of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
But again, the vibes.
The
Yeah.
vibes.
But we have less now. I will say we haven't had to do a Lost Boy episode in probably 6 months.
Yeah.
Like I don't think we've had I think we've gotten better at it.
That's not
Like,
true.
Okay, well.
This is not true. We've had one recently.
Who?
I'm not gonna fucking
Okay,
drop
for sure.
anyone on
We
the-
whisper.
You
it.
can.
Sure.
Well, you can just edit it out.
Well, I don't have to go
Yeah.
No, say the name. You'll bleep it.
Don't give us
Giving it more work to
Yeah.
do?
Yeah, or just give us a hint so that if you know, you know.
Miles Johnson.
Oh yeah. For sure. You don't have to bleep that out. He knows. I told him immediately. He goes, "Is that going
He
up?"
knew
I go,
immediately too.
Yeah, I saw him later that night. He was like, "Is that gonna go up?" I go, "No, Miles, that's not gonna go
Did
up."
something so crazy happen or something?
No.
No, that's the problem.
He's a local comic. He's actually a genius comic. He's so funny.
Yeah.
But sometimes comics who don't do podcasts very often don't realize that when you ask them a question, it can't be one word answers or
Yeah.
all bits. You're like, we gotta figure out how to
Totally.
be on a
Yeah.
podcast. And so it was like about pulling teeth. But what you told me is we went out, after the show in Denver, these 3 hot guys came up and were talking to me and like, what are you guys doing? Like, what are you doing? And I was like, we have comedy stuff, which like we didn't.
Yeah.
And then whatever, and then you left and you're like, that was crazy.
Yeah.
You were like, those guys wanted to hook up with you. And I was like, I don't think. You're like, what the fuck is the issue? And I was like, oh, they haven't seen my shirt off. They probably wouldn't be into it. And you're like, okay, well, you can still go hang out with them. And then like, yeah, if you guys start hooking up and they're like, I'm disgusted by you, like that, you'll live.
Yeah. Or like let them
tell you.
figure that out for themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, like don't decide that they're not gonna like you.
And that
Or
really
if you
switched
are
something
gonna
to me.
give
oh my god, I'm glad.
100%.
if
yeah,
you're
those
gonna
guys were hot. I was like, and they were being so obvious too. Like,
Yeah.
because I feel like I'm always in a position where like I have straight women being like, "Oh, he was hitting on you," and I'm like, "No, he wasn't. You don't know what you're talking about."
Yeah.
But I'm like, "Oh, that was so clear." They were literally just kind of like shuffling around you, being like, "We're gonna go get some bevies."
Yeah.
Which like every time you said bevies, I was like, "Oh, stop saying that." But
Denver
yeah.
has a weird Australian subculture where you're
Does
like,
it?
why do you guys know? But bevies does feel very
Yeah,
Australian. I think if you're gonna give yourself the it could go wrong and they'll find me disgusting, at least give yourself the it could go well too.
Yeah, you never
like,
know, yeah.
Like,
Or, like-
if you're gonna be like so sure about this, just like open yourself up to like, what if it was
that's the
good?
thing. Or
Yeah.
like what I liked about it was that you were saying that like, okay, that could happen.
yeah, yeah.
That's what I liked about it. It was like realistic. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, that could happen and you'll be fine. And I
Yeah.
was like, oh yeah, like I'm trying to avoid any type of discomfort whatsoever, that I'm not even putting myself out there and closing myself off
Yeah.
and making decisions for other people. And so when
Sure.
you said that, I really did, something did click in me where I was like, oh,
Yeah.
he's so right.
I'm doing this thing right now where I'm like, when I talk to guys, I hope I can keep doing it because it really has helped. I pretend I'm not gay in my mind. If I meet like a handsome gay guy, I'll just like start talking and I'm like, I'm not gay. There's nothing can happen here. Like he can't reject me. I'm not gay. Like, yeah.
So is it
Wait,
that
I need to know the tactics behind. I need to know what
It's
this
literally
is.
just a mental adjustment.
But like change your
you're
emotions.
not straight, you're just not gay?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
I'm just like,
but so wait, so then
it frees me up to stop panicking and to stop
Right.
thinking like I'm ugly, I'm weird, I look like this, I don't know, he's not gonna like me.
but then do you also get to experience the moment of maybe I am gay?
Oh yeah, I'd be like, bro, what's happening? God, this is crazy. Don't tell my girlfriend.
We're kissing in an oil can Harry's on Kylie Minogue
Yeah.
night. It's Kylie.
I'm in like this outfit. I'm like carrying a purse.
With your long flowing hair like Farrah Fawcett, you're like,
I don't
I'm
know what
not
you're
gay.
talking about. But yeah, it's been helpful to just sort of like make that decision, like because I think similarly, I'm always like panicking or like I'm just like and it's like it's I self-elect to not engage and be myself with people because I'm panicked, and if I can just take my own advice for once.
Yeah.
yeah, but it sounds really silly that I'm not gay, but it is like. I think it is incredibly intelligent to be like, what if this wasn't sexual and you can just start at base level with a what's up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because also maybe you could just be friends. Like maybe there can be other like positives that can come out of this interaction that aren't like, it's so easy to just like as two gay guys to meet each other and be like, are you gonna reject me? Are you gonna reject me? And like,
Yeah.
and that
Yeah.
can be, that's all it is.
Because there's so little, there's so few of us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then it's like every time you meet one, you're like, this has to work.
Yeah. Do you feel like,
By the way, I feel like everything is like in our minds is like, I don't know if you guys feel this way, but it's like, I guess to me like a hot gay guy, my first thought is like, if you leaned in to kiss him, he'd start laughing. You know what I mean? Like,
wait,
it's like
did
that-
he would start laughing?
Yeah.
I mean, I just feel like if a hot gay guy leans back in, like it's so easy for me to be like, can you just be the one? Like I'm so like, as for like cynical or whatever, or like kind of loner as I can be, like definitely like in the beginning and like that first couple times of like seeing someone, my brain is going like, can we please just like
Make this work.
yeah, just
It's
be obsessed
so
with me and let's just be done.
Yeah.
And maybe I can do the same. Like, yeah.
It's so funny to say and think this, having walked through the crowd of sweaty gay men, be like, I need one.
Yeah. And also, I'm literally saying this to like a 28-year-old hot gay guy. It's like, this is the last person in the world who's going to be like, yeah, let's settle down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God. But wait, you were going to ask a question.
I was, but I didn't want to interrupt.
Oh,
And
I
now
apologize. I
forgot
think
it.
I interrupted you.
And I maybe then interrupted
What
you a
was the
second
question?
time.
So you go all IRL when you start dating? You like
A little bit. Well, no, like Instagram like helps,
I know.
but it's a combination of it's like comedy shows or just like comedy, and then Instagram.
When you say comedy, are you doing like gay shows where gay guys are at?
Not even. I had a show in like a Don't Tell, like in somewhere Riverside or something, and then there was this guy in the front row who was like so handsome, But I also couldn't even tell that he was handsome because of like it was like hard to see him. We just started like having like a light interaction, like crowd worky something. And then after the show, he came up to me and I was like, "Whoa, he's so cute." And then he was there with this like beautiful woman, and I was like, "Oh, they're together."
Yeah.
And then we just talked for like 2 seconds, but then he followed me and we started DMing. And then before you know it,
He's up your
we're at
ass.
Carnival Laguna Beach. Things were happening.
Yeah.
And
Wait, was that his wife?
no, it was just a friend.
Oh, okay.
It was like literally just a friend. Sometimes gay guys are with a woman who is not
I had a
their
situation.
heterosexual partner.
Oh yeah, I had a situation recently where I was at East Austin Comedy Club and there was like packed. I was having a great set, and I love finding hot straight guys and talking to them in the crowd.
Yeah.
And I saw a guy and I was like, I go, sorry, so you're like literally one of the hottest guys I've ever met in my entire life. I go, is this your girlfriend? And he was like, no, I'm gay. And I was like, I literally would not have said that to you if I knew you were gay.
Yeah.
I was like, you literally tricked me into saying that, and I don't feel that way about you. So don't take that personally.
Yes.
This is like a joke. Like I was like, all of a sudden was like, I was like, no, I didn't mean to like share how I felt about what you look like,
Yeah.
and knowing that like.
It was a possibility.
No, totally.
A possibility or whatever it could have, and then it was like, I like straight guys. It's so easy to be like, you are hot ass shit, because I know it's never gonna happen. So it's like
Yes.
easy,
But in real life, just on stage.
just
right?
on stage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
What was he wearing?
I think like a black t-shirt,
Okay.
and it was very.
It is really annoying when they are surprise gay.
Yeah.
In life, it's amazing, but when you're on stage, you're talking to someone, they're like, "I'm gay." It's like the ultimate, like, actually, and I'm
Yeah.
just like, "Shut up! I'm gay. You're straight."
Oh yeah. When you're gay and on stage, you're like, no, I'm actually the only gay person in the room.
I need to be the only gay person in existence. Right
Yeah,
now. Just
yeah.
give me 10 minutes. Can I be the only gay guy for 10 minutes?
I will say,
that's like my thesis in stand-up.
but I will say,
Also, I'm looking for the one.
yeah.
when you're on the road, are you getting a lot of gay guys at your shows?
No. And when I do, it's a little like it's such a mix of like maybe I think I might just be more sensitive to like if a straight person likes me, I'm like great. If they don't, I'm like whatever. And if a gay person likes me, I'm like I have a bigger reaction to it. Where like if I also a lot of my material, especially in the beginning, because you're mostly performing for straight people,
Yeah.
doing stand up. A lot of my jokes are like catered to straight people. It's like
Yeah.
I'm like needling a straight guy. I'm like making fun of there's something you need that. Like
Yeah.
if, a lot of your material is about women, straight like women. Like if your show is all gay guys, it might be a little bit challenging. I mean, I can't speak.
Well, so
for
I've
you,
been
but-
recently going on the road, and it's a lot of women, but there's pockets of gay guys.
Yeah.
And it's like these women are dying laughing, and the gay guys are like, and I don't know what the dynamic is, but they're a tough sell.
Yeah.
And I'm looking around and everyone's having a good time, and it's gay guys like kind of like, mm-hmm. And there's a part of me that's like, you jealous fucking faggot. Like what? Like
and
what's
what can I just say? I feel like you are also a jealous fucking faggot because you nailed that look so hard.
Oh yeah.
I was like,
Oh,
whoa.
I'm pissed. I'm
Yeah.
like, they're like, because there are gay guys that, by the way, the gay guys that come alone and laugh their ass off, and the gay guys that come with women laugh their ass off.
Yeah.
But when it's like
A
gay
group of
men,
gay guy-
group of gay guys,
Wow.
they are like, they are trying with their eyes to cut you down while you're on stage. I swear to God, I really feel it.
I felt that way about the guy with the rat tail that you told me I wasn't. I blacked out in Minneapolis on stage. Who knows how much anyone remembers, really.
Yeah.
That you can't say that.
No, totally.
I remember the whole 90-minute show.
Same.
Yeah, me too, kind of.
Yeah.
I would say I was there for sure, and it's recorded, I think.
We should watch that.
Yeah.
we should play. We should have that on the Patreon.
Oh my
I
god!
think he's so
Oh, that
uncomfortable.
show?
What?
Wait, the one in Denver?
No, Minneapolis.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think it's lost.
No, I think we have it. Don't we?
I think it's lost. I'll also have to go off my memory.
That's
bank.
a really to watch a show you weren't happy with is like that's interesting for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I had a.
The show has that show has is the lore in this podcast.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was a live show of the show.
Yeah, live version of the show.
Okay.
But I was getting that energy that you guys are both saying exists,
Yes.
and I was getting it from this kid with a rat tail, and I was kind of giving it back.
Oh,
to
and
him.
you were saying that I didn't see it?
What were you saying?
No, I mean, I think the Minneapolis show is something that is to be dissected at a different time. It was a lot of like,
but you're so right about that. Like someone is actively cutting you down with their face. They don't even realize they're doing it too.
no, but like there's something, and I
I think they don't realize that you can see them.
yeah.
Well, I think with gay men, and I know we have a lot of gay male listeners, and we love you guys so much. And maybe we're not talking about you, maybe we're talking about other people. But like, I think it is very hard for gay men who don't perform to watch a gay man. I mean, Mateo Lane talks about it all the time. Like, if you're not in a wig and a dress, they're not too impressed with you on stage. There is just a scarcity mentality with gay men, especially when you're performing, of them thinking like, I could do that.
Totally.
And maybe even wanting to. I think, and to that I say, go to an open mic. But it's just, I think there is a level of jealousy when a gay man's just talking on stage.
For sure.
That you can feel.
I'm really like going back and forth with this idea of like likability, where like I don't like, all we do is we're like, you know, we're trying to write and we're performing, and it's like you start to not even really know who you are or what you're like or what people think of you because you're so looking at it all day. You're like, what is this anymore? Yeah. But I'm really like kind of like, am I likable? Am I unlikable? Like, people say that I'm likable, but then sometimes some of these shows, I'm like, I feel like they didn't like me. Like, even if they're laughing, like there's a feeling of like they're laughing against their own kind of decision, and then they kind of go right back to quiet and stuff like that. And I'm like trying to figure out like if I should be more self-deprecating because it's an easier start to a set. Mm-hmm. And I used to be so like calculated about how my sets would go, and it to my own benefit. But then I got tired of it, so I started to like trying to loosen up. But I'm at a point now, like I was on a cruise, performing on a gay cruise. This was years ago. Nightmare. For only gay guys, and every night it's like 100 only gay guys. And the first night it went great, and I was doing very much like my set. And then I started to feel more comfortable to like experiment and try different things and do what I was actually working on at the time. And I had this one set that was just a full fucking bomb, start to finish, unlike I've ever had. And I went back and I looked at my set, and I started with, at the time, like hot girl comedy was really popular. Yeah. So there's a lot of like boastful jokes about how it's like you're hot or something. And I started with those jokes to like crickets, and I never got them back. And then I was like, as an experiment, I was like, what if I go back to starting my set by being like, I look like a girl, I'm a Jew, dinky. And I did. And it was right back to normal. Great set again.
Are tariffs ruining the pricing of your sex things? Are we allowed to say sex things in an ad read? So maybe you guys are looking for new lube, harnesses, strap-ons. Well, we've partnered with feelswell.co, and if you guys use our promo code SOTIB, that some of this is bad, then we get 20%. So you're not only supporting them.
I don't think you should tell them that, but
we should definitely tell them that because you guys want to support our show.
Yeah, guys, you guys like gay sex? This website has some shit.
You don't need to do this website to have gay sex, but if you wanted lube, you might.
They have lube. They got those tight little panties you guys like to wear.
80,000 different products. If you have a penis,
80,000 different products.
A pussy, you got anything. They are American made, which we're not a nationalist brand, but we do love to avoid those tariffs whenever we're buying lube.
Is it American made?
It's American made, American shipped, all the way from America to your bedroom. That's their tagline. America, all the way to your bedroom.
Keep America in your bedroom.
Feelswell.co. Check it out. It's in the link.
Some of this is bad. SOTIB.
SOTIB.
Some of this is bad. SOTIB.
Feelswell.co.
For 10% off.
Feelswell.co.
Bye.
And
I think with gay guys, they don't want you to feel too good about yourself. Think too like that, like start off self-deprecating so they can be like, okay, we're all safe or something. But if you say like, I'm the best person you could ever meet, they're all like, yeah.
I'll tell you, I cannot do self-deprecating. Nobody gives a fuck if I'm like at all.
Really?
The only thing that I can
bad
do
for this level of hot.
I don't know what it is. The only thing I can do is like be bad in a relationship. That's the only thing. Like,
sure.
God,
but that is a self-deprecation, an acknowledgement of like a weakness. You know?
But it has to be relative against a specific person rather than I am, like a personality trait.
Totally. Yeah.
Like, you should see my husband do this.
Yeah.
I'm so lucky I can walk out there and be like, I'm fucking gross. I used to be over 400 pounds. They're like, we're so proud of you. It's great.
I focus on the walkout so much because you have to walk out, especially on a fucking theater. I hate the length.
Oh, a long
walk.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all.
I hate that. I hate a pageant, so I run.
Oh, good.
I run.
Yeah.
They're just super autistic. of
No,
me.
but I think it accentuates like what's happening when people run out. Like I feel like I'm at like some big epic concert when someone's running.
Come on, yeah.
Yeah, it's like that.
I'm a musician. I don't know if I've told you.
You are?
Thank you.
Oh, okay.
Well, we could ask. We actually could get a poll from Jared if he thinks you're a musician. How fun!
Yeah, that's a good point. So like,
do
if
you
you write songs,
So if you write a song and you enter it into an AI generated platform that makes all of the beats, and you're not the one singing, it's AI singing for you. Do you think that person is a musician?
Wait, what? Oh, it's AI voice?
Everything's AI.
voice.
He just writes the words.
Is it your voice,
No.
AI? Oh, it's someone else.
no,
It's a computer.
It's actually no one else.
Because you can do AI your voice. You know that?
Yeah. They like AI Taylor Swift.
But
why
I
don't
don't.
you do
I
your
don't
voice?
do that. I could,
If you take this far enough, I think you become an artist.
but not a musician.
But not yet.
Okay.
Whatever you just said, I don't know. It doesn't sound like it.
Whatever you just said, I'm not on board with.
Yeah.
Whatever that is.
I heard that you type something and then you have
No, I
something.
write the whole song. Like if you go to lyrics.com and you read.
Do you play an instrument?
I'm learning the piano,
So
but
you
it's
don't play an
not
instrument.
good.
Okay. No, you're not a musician.
Okay.
But that's okay. Who
I guess
cares?
it's hard to know.
Literally, who cares?
I guess
So
what
it's
we've
fine.
decided is it's hard to know.
Well, it is hard to know.
I know. I know.
Yeah. But you sing, you dance.
I used to.
Do you ever
Is it
miss
like
the
wait?
stage?
Is it
Oh,
like
you're on the stage.
speaking a foreign language? Where like I could probably pick it up if I was around singers.
You know, here's what's actually interesting about it. Like, I can still like I've retained some after my voice changed. It just wasn't that good anymore. But I still have a lot of the training in me. But I just don't have like the meat. So like, there's some things that I can do vocally that are like useful, but only to someone who has a good voice. So I have like some skills that are now useless.
How do you find your own voice? Because I feel like I could sing in like many different people.
Yeah.
But I could not tell you for anything what I sound like.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's a beautiful quest.
Just
to go
record
on.
yourself and listen.
Yeah, but what song? Because then you're singing like the person who's. I think that's what he's asking.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, does it sound nice when you sing?
When I sing like somebody else, I can hit every note as somebody else, but I
Oh.
can't. But when I start like, I'm like, what about you? It's
I
like,
do love
oh,
when
I
the-
hate
Oh,
you.
actually, you know what's interesting? When I was doing theater as a kid, I would listen to my friends sing pop music, and they would sing it like theater music, and it was so obvious to me not to do that. And
Quick, can you give us a sample?
not really. I mean, I guess I could. I don't really want to.
I understand. That's
Yeah,
okay.
Like
no pressure.
basically just sing a pop song, but like a theater nerd, you know, like over enunciating every
Huge on
consonant
TikTok.
and like
You're like
Oh,
talking it
yeah.
almost.
I'm trying to think of. I can't think of a single song right now.
Well, you don't really. Do you listen to pop music?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think so.
I listened to Ryan Beatty on the walk.
Oh, what did you think?
I liked it a lot.
Yeah,
It was
it's
like
re-
and the wind was blowing, and I was just like, the peaches are sweet.
It's really. He wrote it in Texas.
All right,
Did he?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got one. Pour me another drink.
That is kind of okay.
It's Morgan Wallen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's how I describe. But how would
Yeah.
I sing that as a musical?
Try something. Try a different way. Pour me.
Pour
me another,
another
drink. Pour me another drink.
I wouldn't be surprised if you had a nice singing voice.
I
What
would,
about me?
I would be surprised.
And me right over here, Jared. What do you think? What do you think about this?
I love this chair.
How fun! I had fun.
Yeah.
God, we just have to have gay people on from now on. This is so much more fun.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the I like when comedians talk about comedy. I never feel insecure about it. But as we started talking about comedy, I go, oh no, Jared, you're leading them into the comedy talk. Stop.
No, it's totally fine. But we weren't even really talking about comedy. We were talking about more about being gay in comedy. It felt
That's
like.
true. That is
and I
true.
think that is interesting. Sometimes we stop the comedy talk because we get nervous, but then we been getting messages being like, we don't mind the comedy
Of
talk.
course, so
And-
many people who are listening like you because of comedy. Of course, I want to hear about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's interesting.
But it's also we're not talking about like the mechanics of a beat. We're talking about how
Yeah.
it feels to come out on stage
Totally.
with this whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know.
This is
But
the last thing I'll ever say about it. Performing on that boat made me understand what it might be like to be a woman in comedy, performing for a bunch of men who like may or may not be attracted to you.
Yeah.
And that the decision of whether or not they are or not can negatively impact your set. And feeling like you have to like do this dance of like, I don't, even if it's, and it's not even necessarily like a one-to-one of like, if you think I'm hot, you think I'm funny, or if you think I'm ugly, you don't. Like it could go either way. And the problem is that those two things are being brought together at all.
That's so interesting. I was just thinking, I wonder if that's why, because I do think that gay comics can get better faster for some reason. And maybe it's because we know each other, we know ourselves a little bit faster growing, whatever.
Sure.
But I also now I'm realizing, like, I wonder if part of that is because we're constantly in front of people where we're never questioning whether or not they're attracted to us.
Yeah.
Because when there are multiple gay guys in the crowd, all of a sudden in my mind, I'm like, even if I'm not attracted to them, I'm like, are they attracted to me? And it's just thinking of it is even just a second away.
If stand-up
What a
comedy
nightmare.
happened in gay bars, I would not have started stand-up comedy.
100%.
I wouldn't have
Yeah.
done it.
Yeah.
I would go to mics and everyone's like, "Oh, that's my ex. I hooked up with this person. Da-da-da. I hate this." I'd be like, if I had to think about that for 1 second, that must be so distracting, so annoying, so difficult. Like when I started, like a lot of us, we were there with 90 straight people. I'm focused. I'm just there to like do stand-up and go home. Like, it's not a problem. Yeah.
Which is
it would
funny
be-
because we met in a gay bar doing a comedy show.
Yes, and then they do happen.
I feel like
Was it
that,
drunk on stage at Akbar?
No, it was at Mikey's.
Oh, Fubar. Wow.
Was it like on the strip in West Hollywood?
Oh wait, Mickey's.
Like, and they had like dick pic of the whatever.
That's Fubar.
Okay.
Yeah, Mikey and Ted's comedy hour.
Yeah.
Something like that, yeah.
Teddy's.
Teddy, Mikey and Teddy's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who was
That
in?
was such a fun show.
Yeah.
That's also how I met Guy Branum.
He was there.
Maybe not that same night, but
Okay.
yeah.
That place doesn't exist anymore, right?
It does. I don't know.
I feel like
actually.
LA is a shell of a place, but I don't know because I haven't
Kinda
been
feels
lately.
Like that. It does kind of feel like that.
What's inspiring out there? Because I feel like there's like now that kind of a lot of that is like burned.
Sure. Yeah.
Down,
Does it
you
look
know?
burned?
No, you have to go to it, and also I don't think you're allowed to. Like I've never seen it. Like I've never gone like sought it out.
Oh, really?
And so I don't really know what it looks like, but yeah, I mean
The
it's
comedy I'm
super-
seeing out of LA right now feels like Chicago a little bit, where it does feel a little bit more alty and different, except the people that
clowns and things.
Yeah, the people that didn't leave
Yeah.
still paying for classes. The clowns.
My
the
whole time
improvers.
in LA, when I was walking around, I was like, this is just like Shrek 2.
The clowns?
No, just the city.
Shrek 2.
Oh my
Yeah,
God,
'cause-
you're right.
Because I was like, and then someone was like, that's because it was based off LA, and I was like, oh, okay. I was like, it just like there was like I'd never seen like so many billboards for like Hollywood movie and
Yes,
TV.
isn't it cool?
And it really was. I was like, this literally is Shrek 2.
Yeah,
And-
yeah.
But it was actually like that was the time where I was like, we're in a simulation. Like this is fucking
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
That's so funny. That's just like when I brought Chip to France. He goes, "This is just like Abbeville, Louisiana, the swamps. It's nothing like Abbeville.
Yeah.
If anything, it's a little bit like France." And
I
he was
remember
like,
when I moved to LA, I was like, wow, the billboards are so low. This is so cool. Because I was
Yeah.
used to them being in the sky. New York, they're high up.
Mhm.
And
And
they're
in-
all so low. You're like, oh.
And in New York,
Wow.
they're all for like J. Crew.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? There was like it's like a watch.
a billboard in LA feels attainable. Like I could get on that.
Yeah.
In New York, I go, wow, that's huge.
Sure.
You know?
If I see one more video of someone in Times Square standing in front of their billboard, I'm gonna fucking kill myself.
I did do it.
You did it?
I did. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
I'm sorry. How old were you?
I was a year ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well,
But I mean, it was like they're digital now, so it's a little bit. It's easier to get. It's
You have to,
actually
like,
more
you have-
accessible in New York.
Oh,
You have to
okay.
wait for it to light up.
Yeah, literally. It's actually way more accessible to get on a billboard in New York Times because they're TV screens now. So it's like a rotating.
Which, by the
You
way,
know?
if it's
Yeah,
there,
yeah.
I'm gonna do the same thing. But I'm just
Oh,
saying
yeah.
that when you see it, you're just kind of like,
Yeah. yeah.
yeah. Like there is
Yeah.
something about it where it's like you walk down there to do it.
Of course you did.
I
Yeah, you
know.
got
I
it.
know. I'm being a hater. I'm being a hater.
Yeah.
How much is it to get on there?
I didn't pay for it.
What were you on it for?
For a New York Comedy Festival.
Oh, cool.
It was like a Linktree collab with New York Comedy Festival. I was on one of 3 people. Like it was like truly like a third of me came up every 3 minutes.
Okay.
But hey, it counts.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that does
was
count.
anyone like? Yeah.
Yeah.
Even when you were like
But
this?
I will say that it was in the middle. Like when you look at the big Times Square ball drop, it was there. Like that's where it was. So that was pretty cool.
I'm sorry I tried to take that away from you before I
Yeah.
even knew.
It's okay. I'm used to it.
Yeah.
You should bring that up
What?
on your self-deprecation intro. I was on a billboard.
Oh,
or
yeah, oh my
whatever.
god! Could you imagine like just humble bragging for like the first 2 minutes of my set? So likable.
I took a picture in front of it.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's so fun. So what are your dating aspirations? And will you ever move back to New York?
Yes and yes. Yeah. I actively think about moving back to New York. Maybe by the end of this year, even.
Yeah.
And then
Literally, all the comics here, I've been like, you have to move to New York. And I'm
Yeah.
like, it's getting in my head. I'm like, I need you guys all to leave
do
so I
it.
can. Lisa Traeger was like really hammering, and she's like, you need to start visiting
Yes.
regularly. And I was like, you're scaring me.
Why?
I just get nervous. I'm like, I owe my.
What was her reasoning?
You're gonna have the best time. Don't be scared.
Yeah, no, I was just. She's like, you need to start visiting so that you can eventually move there. And I was like, no, I know I was like, you're right.
Right, that is true, but
Yeah.
also why?
Why? Just because to like level up, I think.
Okay.
And also, I don't know. My problem is that I told everybody this. I've convinced everybody to move here, all my friends and family. So,
Oh,
Yeah.
your friends and family are here now?
well, so I can friends who are like family, who I've all convinced to move here.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And I have the podcast and a thriving life.
Yeah. Just go visit. Literally just go visit.
I know.
Yeah.
I get nervous.
About what? Travel?
I just feel like I'm gonna move. I'm gonna go to New York to visit and be like, I have to move here.
Oh.
You do. We
I
do that. And by the end of the week, we go, no.
I know you're right.
Yeah, sure.
Every single week, the day 1, 2, and 3, I go, this is the best place in the entire world. And then by day 5, by day 6, I'm
You're
like,
ready to
I'm
go.
done.
Yeah.
But I wonder if it would feel different if I had my own apartment and friends who lived there that I could pop around with.
It would.
Which I think that if I keep visiting, that will happen.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it would be me and Jared getting lunch, and I'll go, oh, I have to move here.
That wasn't that fun?
That would be so fun. I start wearing all
I wish
black
your
again.
sister wasn't there.
At the
I
lunch?
was like, hey, girl. That was great. That's
How's
so
college?
fun. We actually we had such a funny lunch. It was my sister, Jared, me, and I can't remember her name, but she did not like me.
Who?
The co-host of Robbie Hoffman's podcast, Rachel.
Oh, okay. I bet she liked you.
She liked me before my subway car, and then afterwards she wouldn't look me in the eyes.
Oh, right.
yeah.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, made a mistake.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was your subway car one again?
That love was for women and sex was for men.
Look at you now. Top of the internet.
Yeah, and top with the women.
Yeah.
I really shift gears.
Yeah. Wait, are you guys both single?
Yeah. Oh, he's married.
You're married. That's right.
I said, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's actually moving to Dallas, so it's going to be pretty cool.
From
Minneapolis.
he's getting closer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not too close.
Yeah.
Cool.
But close enough where I could drop my dog off, which
Yeah.
is fine. And it's not abandoning my dog.
Nice. Yeah. Whatever you need to say.
I did look at him at the eyes. I go, oh my God, it's going to be so sad leaving you.
Oh my God, your dog. Look at this. I was attacked by Colton Dowling's dog
Were you really?
on the premises of the
I don't
Creek
know
in
what
the
he's
Cave.
talking
I was
about.
attacked by the owner's dog on the premises of the workplace.
Yeah. If this isn't a hickey, neither is that.
Yeah.
Okay, Jared.
Are you dating?
No.
Do you? You're too busy.
I'm too busy to date right
You
now.
literally are. You literally are.
No, actually, I am too busy to date. If I meet someone, you also a psychic.
What's it
told me
like to
that-
date in Austin?
I don't know. I've been working on getting famous.
Yeah. That's
Also, a
fair.
psychic told me that I'm going to get really famous and that my boyfriend's already famous. The love of my life. She goes, literally don't. She literally
And the
said,
psychic was right about
everything
a lot of
else. She was
stuff.
right about everything else. And I go, what about love? She goes, can I be real? And I was like, yeah. She goes, it's not happening for a while. She goes, just, I don't want to make you feel bad. She's like, but you're like the man that you're going to fall in love with. Like, he's already up here and you have to get up there. Like, I was like, and she's like he's famous.
I love
like,
that.
great.
This is
I
like
love
kind of
that.
best case scenario.
No, I know. I was like, I can wait. I don't worry.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love that the psychic was establishing fame with worth. He's up here.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
worthless right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. She goes, how many followers do you have? Exactly.
Yeah.
I was like, thank you so much.
She's looking at your ticket sales.
This guy.
Yeah. The Minneapolis show, huh?
Yeah. That's so great.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, I went on a couple dates here. Nothing special.
Well, the Republican guy.
Well, that wasn't special.
I love that.
Yeah.
Oh, you were the Republican guy.
Well, I went on a date with a guy who's very handsome and actually seemed like a really nice guy. At the end of the day, he told me he had a really big problem with the fact that Snow White was Hispanic. And then I was like, oh no. And he kept bringing up.
Doesn't he hear himself?
Well,
when
no,
he
he kept
says
bringing
that?
up comedians and then being like, yeah, she's really funny. But, she, like, hates Trump supporters. And the first time he said it, I was like, oh, maybe he just, like, is a middle-of-the-aisle person. And then
Yeah.
brought someone else up, and he was like, and, they hate Trump supporters. And I was like, okay, what's happening?
Oh.
I think there's some secret.
It is funny. I've been on a couple like I don't know what to call them. Chip would call them dates. With people, and they'll drop little hints that they're a gay conservative.
Uh-huh.
But the people also make the same jokes. Like they say it as a fact, but then I've also heard people say it as like wouldn't that be crazy if I thought that?
Oh yes.
And so
Oh
then
my
you go-
God!
and
It's
so you
the
laugh.
horseshoe of
Yeah. And then
they
go,
both have mullets, and they
Mhm.
Yeah,
They go, yeah.
satire is so alarming these days.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Are you dating, or what do you do?
Not really, but I'm open.
What would be a perfect first date for you?
A perfect first date is like probably like really like good food,
Yeah.
like really good food.
like food that you know. Would you
No,
be
I
more?
love new food.
Would you be more impressed that he accidentally picked your favorite
I feel
restaurant?
like I eat food like the way like gay guys like fuck and seek out. Like when I get to like a new city, like I'm not on Grindr, I'm on Google, like looking up restaurants and like going to the restaurant, and like I think like new food tastes better than old food. Like I'm
Yeah.
always wanting, you know what I mean? Like
New food is so much better than old food.
yeah, like I'm like I want some strange, I'm like give me
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
new, and yeah.
What's
So
your favorite?
a date would probably be like a food thing. Like
Do you
go eat
fuck on the
something.
first date?
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, and also here it's like I feel like there's within all of us there are two wolves,
Yeah.
and I'm just like I can be such a work focused prude, but then like I don't know, you go on a date and it feels good, and I'm like my whole brain and body is going like, can we just say I love you and just do this? And
Yeah,
just,
yeah.
Timmy's like,
Yeah.
let's just do it. But what if we just did it? Like I got love bombed once and I loved it.
Yeah.
I was like, thank you. Like it was fun. He
Yeah,
was
of
like
course.
charming. I knew it was fake, but it made me feel nice.
You knew it was fake.
Yeah, like he was telling all these crazy stories. He was like he had just like drunkenly fallen off a Lime scooter and like gotten really hurt, and there was like a whole story about it. He was like telling all these stories that were like, I'm like, okay, you're kind of
Addicted to chaos.
yeah. And then the whole time he's like, like when do we get married? Well, at our wedding. Well, when we name our kids, like stuff like that.
Yeah.
Which I thought was so charming because it was just like it was like hetero cosplay.
Yeah.
Like
Mhm.
I felt like Sandy from Greece, and it was just like cute. I thought it was really cute and funny that he was like talking about our wedding on the first date.
I also heard someone say this recently. They were like, it's like only love bombing if it doesn't work. Like, so it's like if it where it's like if it's like
even if it's not true,
even if it's not true, but if you guys stay together, if it's 10 years
or
later,
if you don't and no one expected it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess what would you call it then?
Love.
But we're not together. We hung out that one time.
Oh, then
You know what really
Face.
sucks?
That was
Wait, can I
one
tell you what
time?
really
Yeah.
sucks? He was staying at my sister's place, which is like a really nice place. Well, I was staying at my sister's place, which is a really nice place. And then
Okay.
he came by as part of the day. We went and got a coffee, and we're like, oh, and we like at some point we just ended up back there. But it was like a day date. Like this was like not like to go back and like fuck, but like we did end up back at my sister's place. And when I went to the bathroom, I came back and he was like Snapchat videoing like the apartment and how nice the apartment was. And I literally was like, what are you doing? And then he was like, oh, nothing. And he put his phone down. And then I saw it was just a video of like the apartment. And I was like,
casing the place.
and then
Yeah.
and then he didn't explain himself. So then I had to just be like, were you just videoing the apartment while I was in the bathroom? And he was like, oh yeah, but it's just for my Snapchat. And I was like, oh. And then he kept telling his story, but then I was like, wait, I have to tell him. And I was like, hey, can you delete that? I don't, why did you do that? Like, and it was
Yeah.
and it was like, he looked so uncomfortable. And I felt like, honestly, it was like, I was internalizing a lot of his own like shame about what had just happened. Cause it was like, it is not a big deal, but it also just was like,
Weird.
don't do that. And like, I saw you do it. And like it just got so weird. And then we ended up just talking for like 20 more minutes. And then at that point I'm going like, he's telling all these crazy stories. And I'm like, I can't, like, he's gotta go. And that was it. And I think we both kind of mutually knew that like had ruined it. And it was just such a bizarre and dumb thing that I just wish didn't happen. Like I almost didn't even judge him for it. I was just like, why'd you do it? Like now we could have had like a fun 3 days, and now like this has to be over right now.
Yeah.
Maybe was I being too much? Maybe.
No, because what if he was casing the place?
Even if he wasn't, just like to film, I don't know, it just felt crazy. Especially while I'm in the bathroom, to just start
Yeah.
filming. And
Him
going,
doing
"Oh
it
my
while you're in the
God."
bathroom, he knew was not appropriate to do it. That's why he
Yeah.
waited for you to go into the bathroom to do it. He wouldn't do it in front of you.
Also, it wasn't even my place.
That's the thing.
You know, if it was my apartment, I might just be a little flattered and be like, oh, yeah, whatever. But yeah.
Also, it's like, yeah, it's your sister's place. She's like,
No.
she's like, Jerry, you brought guys over. to my
Literally,
place?
I'm
Yeah.
just like, this is, yeah.
I follow this guy on Snapchat.
yeah.
He's in my place.
Yeah. He films himself falling off scooters. It's so funny.
Well, we only have 2 segments.
Mhm.
Let's do it.
The first segment is,
Do you have any questions for us?
I do. I feel like I asked them
They're
last
just
time,
separate.
but I can ask them again.
You can do new questions.
Yeah. What's the other segment?
Well, that's a surprise.
That's the surprise.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, now I'm just kind of reaching for a question, but
Well, you don't
I
have
definitely
to
am
if you.
No, but I am burning with questions for both of you.
Okay.
Wait, I want to pry into your dating a little bit more.
Okay.
Can you tell me about like a recent date other than the Republican? Also, did you hook up with the Republican? No judgment.
No, I would have, but then it became very clear that he was not attracted to me and wanted to be friends. And then I had to be like, I'm not really looking for friends.
That's tough.
Before that, I went on a date with that guy at the coffee shop who pretended to not know who we were, and then once I got there, had known like all about mine Colton's live show, and like I actually did know who we were, and that was strange. And then before that, I hadn't gone on a date in 2 years.
Okay. Was the guy who pretended to not know you, was he cute? Were you like excited about?
I was excited when I was talking to him online.
Okay.
Yeah.
Catfish.
Interesting. He was excited when he was talking to him online. Next question.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun.
He
I-
still needs his Patreon business. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I have a hard time with dating. I just like sometimes I find it to be, I really hate the online stuff, but then also I'm closed off. But also now I'm like kind of not using Grindr how I was before, just because I'm like sick of hooking up with like randos.
Yeah.
And it's like become very unfun and unsexy, and so I'm trying to navigate that to like meet people in real life and become more comfortable. I think almost I need to do work. I need to start like go back to the basics and like learn how to like be in a conversation with somebody and realize like, oh, there's a vibe here, and like when to make a move, because those types of things I'm always waiting for somebody else to make the move, but at the same time I'm like, I'm 6'5". I think they're waiting for me. Yeah. And so I'm like, I need to learn the basics. I need to learn the basics of like, how do I make a move and feel comfortable with that? And so I'm trying to deal with that, I guess.
Maybe you could pretend not to be gay.
Yeah, I'm gonna pretend.
Pretend you're not gay.
Yeah,
just as a thought experiment. Okay, what was your best Grindr hookup? Like just full dream scenario. Like, oh my God, I can't believe this works for both of you.
Okay, there was one that should have been perfect, but then just really didn't go great. It was a rugby player. We were at a rugby tournament. He was Australian.
You were at a rugby tournament.
I played on a rugby team.
Oh, okay.
And then
a peer.
But he was from Australia, and he was so fucking hot.
Yeah.
And then we were out drinking, and then he was like, wow, Americans drink so much. And I just thought it was like
Is he
a
an
fun
openly
thing.
gay rugby player?
Yeah.
Sick.
It was a gay rugby tournament. It was called Bingham. Yeah.
Okay.
And then he just like couldn't get hard. And I was like, do you have a shoelace? Maybe we could like use it as a cock ring. And he goes, that's how people get hit. And then we didn't have sex.
Wow.
But it was like the hottest guy. He wanted me to
Whoa.
come to Sydney, and I was like, how do I come up with enough money to go to
Did
Sydney?
you just figure out how to have fun without a hard dick and have some fun, or no?
No. Well, I mean, we made out a bit, and then it was like, all right, well, we are both pretty fucking sloppy right now.
Okay. Sure,
I'm going to go stumble home.
Want to go play some rugby?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was rough.
That happened to me once he might have even been Australian.
Yeah.
We were at a bar and he was so hot. And I was like, almost when you're like, I can't believe you're talking to me. Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
And I was just,
I can't believe we're both alive.
Yeah. He was insisting on me taking my shirt off in the bar, which is just really not something I would normally do. But I was like, I'll do whatever this
at the
man.
bar, it's happening. I'm having a mental breakdown.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not taking it off. Are you always trying to humiliate me?
Yeah.
You're
You're
sick.
gonna hate this.
You're sick.
So did you take it off?
I did because I'm like, I'll do whatever this man wants. I mean, this is crazy. But I took my shirt off and I'm like,
Was his
okay.
shirt off?
No.
That's crazy.
His shirt was not off. So I took my shirt off and we're still talking. And then, but he wants to stay. I just want to leave. I'm like, the vibe is clear.
Yeah.
Let's get out of here. It was at Foo Bar. It was at the bar where that show was.
Yeah.
And I was like, and I live right by there. I'm like, let's go. This is great. But he kept wanting to drink. And I was like, oh, okay. So he had like another drink and then like another drink and then like another drink. And now he's starting to slur his words.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, no, now we can't hook up. Like, God damn it.
You're just sitting there with your shirt around your shoulders.
Drunk, I
Yeah.
had to put my shirt back on. And I just
By
went
the third
home.
drink, you're just like,
Yes. And then later on we matched. Or I think we had matched even before then. And I thought when we matched, I was like, oh, his pictures were really grainy. So I was like, oh, this is probably like a catfish. Like I matched with him. And then I saw him out in the world. Yes, that's what it was. But then, yeah, we never hooked up because he got too drunk. And I was just like, well, now this can't happen. And this, yeah.
Yeah, it does feel like being sober does feel like there's the like initial,
Yeah,
what
it's
could go
amazing.
wrong.
Oh my God.
And then
Yeah.
drinking is like, what can go fucking wrong on
Or
this
just
side?
like, yeah, it's just going to fall apart. He can't get
Yeah.
hard. Like, it's just not good.
It's also like when you're not that drunk and someone else is drunk, you're like, it's really not that hot.
Oh, it's terrible.
It's
Yeah.
like they're like kissing you really hard, and you're like, "Oh, do you think this is a movie?" Like, I'm not sure what you're
God.
doing.
Okay, so what was
this
your
is a
best
movie?
grinder hookup?
Okay, this is like psycho. I do think my best grinder hookup was Ski Mask Guy, and which I do like a whole story about him on stage or whatever.
Yes.
But I met a guy who I got to his place, and he didn't send me a face picture, and I got there and he was wearing a ski mask, and
That's so scary.
I know, but
then he's really hot.
he was like literally at that point one of the hottest guys I've ever had sex with, and
At that point?
yeah,
You've had sex with hotter?
Have I had sex with hotter since? Yes, I have had sex with hotter.
Way to
since then.
go.
But he's very hot, and we were having sex, and then we ended up having sex like 10 more times, like obviously without the ski mask, but and it did feel like there was like a weird connection.
What was the
What?
ski mask about? I'm sure this is
I
all-
only know about the first time he had taken 4 loads, right?
Okay,
taken.
so the first time we had sex, I just went over there to suck his dick, and there was the ski mask on, and then we were fucking, and then
He left it on.
and yeah,
And you
and,
sucked
and then yeah,
So I don't know the story. I'm sorry.
no,
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
no,
You
and-
sucked his dick with a ski
Ski
mask on.
yeah, and
Whoa, were you
and-
scared?
Yeah.
Wow.
But also turned on, and so then
Sure.
I was doing it.
Wait, that is so scary.
I know, and then
there's
he-
something so scary about you.
and then he was like, "I want you to fuck me," and I was like, "Okay."
This is the second time?
First time,
The first time.
and so I fucked him, and then afterwards, the joke is I do a whole joke on stage, but he was like, "I don't even know your name," and I was like, "I can't see your face."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so then he took the mask off, and he was like super hot, and then we ended up at that day having sex like for like 3 hours, like hooking up on and off for like 3 hours, and then I
This
saw
sounds amazing.
it was great.
This is a movie.
And then my friend visited me from out of town. And then I saw him like probably 10 more times.
Never again with the ski mask?
Never again with the ski mask. Obviously he has some issues, you know.
Yeah.
And but then just kind of like fizzled out. But yeah.
You were explaining the 4 loads.
Oh, then the second time
Uh-huh.
we had, or maybe there was the third or fourth time. We would like be laying in bed and we'd be like asking questions or whatever. And I was like, it's so funny because like the first time we had sex, it was like no problem getting in. But then he was like super tight all of the other times. And I was like, oh, that's so interesting. And then he had let me know that he had been fucked 3 times prior to me being there that first time.
Whoa.
Yeah.
No judgment.
No judgment.
My jaw's on the floor.
I wish, and no judgment at all. I'm not a fourth guy. Like that's not like my.
Yeah.
I'm not like
You're
a final
a
girl.
lovely fourth alternate.
Yeah, I'm not like I'm like
Yeah.
if someone had said like, oh, I've gotten 3 loads today, I'd love for you. Like I'm a condoms boy. Like
Yeah.
I'm like scared of that kind of stuff.
That's
so
what your parents call you.
Yeah, condoms boy.
boy.
Yeah. And so I didn't realize he had done that.
I think they call it an anchor in a relay race.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the
Beautiful.
fourth,
I
the
didn't
fourth.
realize that. And so then he had sex
Yeah.
with 3 other people before that.
I think
But
so.
he was gorgeous and a lovely person.
I love that.
And I haven't heard from him in years.
Well,
And sometimes when I'm really horny, I go, should I text him?
I mean,
I actually thought he was like, whatever. I'm not gonna
Right,
go
you're
for that.
the groundwork is laid.
But you know when it's been years. But you know when
ski
you're like,
mask's off.
but you know when you have sex. But you know when you have sex with someone for the first time and you're like,
What if
this
you
is
hook up with him again and you
crazy.
wear the ski mask? And then you know what I mean?
Well, no, my
Like,
face is like the best part of my body. I can't.
Well, you just show up to his door with a ski
Ski
mask
mask
on
and
and
go-
or the ski mask only has holes where your birthmarks are.
Yeah. Okay, we have to do our
You
last
go, it's
segment.
me.
Yeah,
Yes, which I now remember what it is. but-
Jessica.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Which is, if you were a gay man, would you rather have sex with me or Colton?
And why?
Honestly, it's a toss up.
Okay.
Yeah, we do
You
require
both
an
fucked
answer.
me, and then we'll tell you.
then we'll tell you.
Yeah. No, then I'll tell you which I
Oh,
liked
okay.
better.
Well, I was looking at like we don't
Yeah.
accept.
We
that.
What
don't
do
accept
most
that
gay guys
answer.
say? They just answer.
They just answer and they say why with the
Yeah.
question, and then they say why.
Wow. Has anyone ever said either way?
People say they want to do it at the same time, and that's not an
not
acceptable
allowed.
answer.
It-
I don't want to do it at the same time. But separately, both. I'll just be greedy. I'll say yes, yes.
No, we see. This is like a mean girl part. You have to choose.
I have to choose.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, Jason Ellis one time said, "Yeah, no." He described everything he would do to each of us, and then we
Yeah.
have to choose. He goes, "Fine, dealing, so I can open him up."
Yeah.
Who's Jason Ellis?
Australian comic. He was like a big guy on Stern.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah.
All right, you have a cuter dog.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you so
Well,
much.
thank you so much.
Yeah,
Where
but my
can people
real
find-
answer is both.
Okay, love
Okay.
that. And
Yeah.
where can people find you?
On the internet at Hey Jared Hey.
Follow Jared. He's one of our faves. We love you guys so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
The question is it way less fun with a gay guy?
So, this is bad. Some of this is bad. Some of this is bad. Some of this is
To drag out horse.